That is one big pile of... Hello there, my name is Aaron and I make things out of old toys and everyday junk. And today's build is just that, junk. I'm going to use everything you see on the workbench, nothing else, just to show you how easy it is to make a spaceship out of junk. So, we best start scratching that build. Alright, thanks for tuning into the channel. If you're new here, there's just one rule: like and subscribe and leave a comment. It's all free for you but helps out the channel immensely. Now my cheap grovelling is over, onto the build. So while I was doing my tacky sales pitch, you may have noticed in the background I made a shape out of a milk bottle and 2 spray bottles. That is the basic shape of my spaceship. Obviously, if I had more containers, I'd bulk it up more, but I've had a lot of emails asking me to do a spray bottle spaceship, so I'm limiting myself to what I have recovered from my recycling bin, just to show you how easy it is and hopefully make you go out and do the same. So it's time to stick things down, and I'm going to use hot glue. Then I'll go back along the seams with a dab of super glue and baking soda to reinforce the joints. And before I get lots of comments saying what is baking soda, Google it, as it will give you a better answer than I could. But basically it welds the glue to the plastic to form a strong bond. These tubes used to hold cleaning tablets for your nan's false teeth, so best ask her what they were used for. I'll stick one either side just to bulk out the back, so let's pretend these are engine thrusters. These 2 tiny bottles will go to the bottom of the spaceship to stop it from falling sideways and also act as more engines. 2 outer bits from the triggers of spray bottles are glued together to make the cockpit. And I was in a flux at this point because I didn't know if it looked good sideways or lengthways. In the end I went lengthways because I'd asked my other half, and we all know the ladies like a little length. 2 small juice containers are going to be stuck either side to hide some of the gaps at the front. I don't know if it's just me, but it's giving off Princess Leia vibes. These lids come from the soap containers. They're easy to pull off and look like wings or something. That is another spray bottle lid that I'm just going to glue down front and centre just to kill some of the dead space and to try and make the back taper down towards the front of the ship. A part of a squeezy bottle is added to cover holes in the tubes. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. The thrusters. This is a lid from a children's drink. Don't worry, no children were harmed when I acquired this piece of plastic. These are some sensory toys I found in the thrift store. I like the outer texture and think they're kind of sci-fi-y, so I'm just going to add them to the spaceship. So let's have a little mini flyby and see what we have made so far. Now remember, this is just all from the junk on the bench. I so want to add cardstock, but a promise is a promise, god damn it, and I'm just using what I have on the table. Now, if you've reached this far before skipping, I salute you. Want to leave a comment? Then leave this code word before your comment, just so I know you watched. And the code word is it safe? Please also like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. My apologies to anybody that heard a dog in the background. That isn't my dog, that is the next door neighbour's dog. I have a cat, and my cat is sat on the wall just staring at this dog, and the dog's doing all the talking. Yeah, anyway, back to the build. So what I'm doing, I'm just adding some more of the spray bottle lids and bits and pieces that are just scattered around at the workbench. The cut-offs I have in my left hand, they came from the spray lids, and what I'm doing is I'm just going to stick some around just to give it a little bit of visual interest, I guess, because I haven't got a lot to play with other than, like I keep saying, what's on the workbench. This bit that I'm chopping down is the other half of the drinks lid that I borrowed from the child. So I'm just going to cut this down and then stick it onto the build. And moving swiftly on, it's time to clear the bench of the plastic that didn't get chosen. I'm just going to add some little pieces that just fell back out of the bag, shouting use me, use me. So this is all the little pieces I'll just quickly throw onto the build. Now this is the piece of plastic I mentioned at the start of the video. It's finally empty, so I'm going to cut it down and use it as panels. There we go, I've got random sized shapes of plastic squares. I'm just going to use the end of my pin vise just to poke some holes in, because you might see it, you might not, but the thought was there anyway before I glue it onto the spaceship. Here we go, marvel at a grown man trying to glue a piece of plastic to plastic. And now the bit I've been dreading, the pipes from the spray bottles. I want to incorporate some on the spaceship, so here goes nothing. First I'm just going to sand them down, because these guys are really, I won't say slimy because they're not, because they're dry, but they really don't stick well, even with hot glue and super glue and baking soda thrown together. So it took a while, but I finally got some plastic pipes onto the spaceship, and then after that I did another flyby with it. And by crikey, that is a spray bottle spaceship. The next step is the painting, so let's put it on the turntable. So the ship is primed grey, and I'm going to try a few techniques on this. One, just to see if I've actually learned anything from all my past builds, or will I just make a huge balls up of it and it turn out rubbish. Time will tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it sort of like with the chipping effect, but I'm going to use the other half's hairspray. She doesn't know yet, I've got to wait until she goes out to work, and then lots of different weathering techniques. So here goes. I'm just touching up bits of grey where the rattle can missed, and then it's on to the panels. So I've tried this technique before, sometimes it's come out great, sometimes it hasn't, but I'm just going to use masking tape and I'm just going to panel off a lot of the spaceship. For the new subscribers, that is what that side looks like, and by paneling the spaceship that's what I mean. About an hour's work of me pondering life choices on why I even thought this was a good idea. Anyway, onto the priming. Priming, we've done the priming. Onto the painting. Slap some more on that side now. So I'm just going to hit it now with some, it's like a latte colour, so you won't actually see anything. Well, I can't see anything, but I assure you it's latte. And it was probably around this point when I had to leave the model for a week because work came, well, I had to go to work basically, which was a telling time, because by the time I got back to take all this masking tape off, it had basically ballsed up the entire thing. So while I was trying to peel off the masking tape was peeling off the paintwork as well. So it was plan B, which was make the best of what I've got. So I went into panic mode. So that's the ship, that with all the masking tape taken off and taken off half the paintwork with it. So I decided to try and grab the hairspray and didn't, because she'd used it all. So I'm going to use this chipping medium, which is that old, a bit clumpy, so I had to mix some stuff with it just to try and get some out of the bottle, and that didn't work either. The reason it didn't work was because I'd watered the chipping medium down. Lesson learned. So what I did was I reached for the red and decided to make the big red spaceship that has gone rusty and old and been left to rot in the spaceship graveyard. Yeah, just like I'd planned it all along, kind of. So what I'm going to do is do some shots of me trying to rescue this build with throwing various colours on, like I'm Bob Ross without a care in the world, because there are no accidents, just happy accidents, and hopefully I'll get an accident that works for this build. There is going to be, after the glamour shots, there's going to be a list of names that I just want to give a shout out to who are subscribers, just to say thank you very much for sticking with the channel. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and don't forget, leave a comment. And until next time, with a much better build, keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching.